Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video, the European Outlook for today's second video. So it's on a Thursday. We're having a look at the weather for next week to 10 days in detail across Europe, and I shall get on with that for you in a moment. To say about the first video today was our 6 AM upload, and if that wasn't enough, we've got a 10 to 14 day that will include all of our regular features coming up for you later on this afternoon. So please like, share, subscribe on the video. So thank you so much everybody for doing that for GavsWeatherVids. Right, so we're going to start off situation today. So we've got quite a deep area of low pressure in the Norwegian Sea between Iceland and Norway. That's going to be bringing wet and windy weather into the north and west of Europe over the next 24 to 48 hours. Further south, we've got a ridge of high pressure from the Azores in southwestern parts of Europe, and we've got this ridge over across the east side of Europe. That's a cold ridge. It's been cold through much of eastern and southeastern Europe. It continues to be so, with winds coming in from a northerly direction. Upper air temperatures look like that, so cold across Scandinavia and northern Europe, much of northern eastern Europe looking cold as well. And those cold upper air temperatures running down the eastern side of Europe. Out west, it's much milder, especially in the southwest, but also for the UK and Ireland as well, as this wet and windy weather moves in from off the Atlantic Ocean. So there's that band of heavy rain moving into Ireland and Scotland through the course of today. Otherwise, much of Western Europe is mainly dry. Have got some snow through southern parts of Scandinavia in particular, and some rain, sleet and snow push it down in towards parts of western Poland, eastern Germany as well. A lot of dry weather to northeast. A few snow flows around here and there, but plenty of dry weather really. And coming down the east side of Europe, mainly dry through there, but we have got showers. Some of them are wintry from the Black Sea down in towards the far eastern part of the Mediterranean. Temperature-wise, it look like this. So, coldest in the far north of Europe, of course, through much of Scandinavia, northern, northeast Europe, freezing cold there. Those cold temperatures then extending down the east side of Europe, the Balkans, looking really cold too. For the western part of Europe, it's a good deal milder, and particularly so for southern, southwestern parts of Europe, so much of the Med from Italy, westwards anyway, in towards Spain and southern Portugal, looking mainly on the mild side. Now, tomorrow, Friday, we'll see that area of low pressure transferring towards Norway. Again, that's going to be bringing lots of wet and windy weather into northern Europe. But most of that will be snow, of course, as that precipitation hits the cold air sitting across northern Europe. We perhaps pull up something a little bit milder into the southeastern part of Europe. And then out west, it begins to turn a little bit cold as the wind turns into the northwest to some degree. Upper air temperatures look like that, so the very coldest of the upper air temperature sort of retreating northwards into northern parts of Scandinavia and into the far west of Russia. However, that is associated with, precipitation pushing through, so there will be quite a bit of snow, I think, sweeping across much of northern Europe through the course of tomorrow. Mildest down in the Mediterranean, most parts of Med looking mild, a little bit milder through the Balkans as well. The eastern part of Med begins to get a little bit less cold too. Conversely, it's getting colder through parts of Ireland, the UK, and into northern France and the Low Countries. There's be a band of snow that will be pushing eastwards across Scandinavia tomorrow, followed by wintry showers, of course, coming in from the west, snow showers coming in from the west. Wintry showers for the UK and for Ireland, and then this band of precipitation will turn increasingly towards rain through Germany and the Low Countries and into northern parts of France. So south and east of that, again, high pressure is mainly in control, so a lot of dry weather through much of the rest of Europe. And the temperatures look like this. The coldest there begin to retreat a little bit towards the north and northeast. However, much of northern, eastern, northeast Europe still looking very cold. Out west, it is turning a bit cold as well. The mildest upper air temperatures down across southern and southwestern parts of Europe. Saturday, we'll see a strong westerly flow pushing from the Atlantic all the way in towards the far east and northeast of Europe, so looking very, very zonal. By Saturday, lots of low pressure from Greenland towards Norway, and then high pressure strengthening from the Azores in towards France, Spain and Portugal. Upper air temperatures are looking like this, so it's not going to be anywhere near as cold as it is right now across northern Europe. However, it's hardly mild. We are bringing in pretty cold air from the north. Further southwards, though, it's looks pretty mild as come down into the Mediterranean. And precipitation-wise, again, sort of dry weather really through much of southern West Europe with that ridge of high pressure from the Azores. Further north and northwest, more unsettled outbreaks of rain from the Atlantic in towards Ireland and particularly northern parts of Britain. We'll also have snow pushing in towards Norway as well. And again, snow here in far east and northeast Europe into the west of Russia. Few wintry showers, snow flows across eastern parts of Europe. But to be honest, there's lots of dry weather around on Saturday. Temperatures look really cold across northern Europe and again in the east and the northeast too. Barely above freezing in much of Ukraine, for example. It gets colder as we go over towards the Russian border. And then further northwards, you know, it's freezing cold for Scandinavia. Most parts of the Medbo look mild. It's a little bit milder through parts of Greece, though Turkey still looks very cold. And then out west, again, it's about average temperatures, probably a little bit on the milder side through France, UK and Ireland. Sunday looks like that. Low pressure again pushing in towards Scandinavia. Winds going into more of a west or northwesterly type direction across the north of Europe. Again, high pressure dominates in the southwest. It means westerlies are extending right the way through in towards the west of Russia. So it is a strong zonal flow that we're setting up over the weekend. Upper air temperatures are actually colder for the UK and for Ireland. Much of northern Europe looks rather cold as well, though, again, nowhere near as freezing cold as it is right now. And then many southern, western, southwestern parts of Europe looking relatively mild. We've got outbreaks of rain, which will turn to sleet as they push further eastwards, moving from west to east through Germany into Poland, then northwards into Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania. There could well be some snow pushing through here. Again, back in towards Finland and northern parts of Sweden. There could be some snow through there. And then snow showers being brought in on those west winds into parts of Norway. Anywhere from like mid-France southwards looking mainly dry though, particularly so through the Mediterranean. And pleasantly mild through much of the Med as well, maybe a taste of spring in the air, with temperatures into mid-teens Celsius. Go further north, and it does get a lot colder again, particularly across the far north and northeast of Europe. That's Monday. Again, high pressure will be focused on France. A nice ridge from the Azores, dominating weather across the west of Europe, keeping the wind into the west or the southwest and across many areas. The upper air temperatures look like that, becoming very mild across many parts of Western Europe, colder in the north and the east, much of Southern Europe looking pleasantly mild as well. Again, quite a bit of dry weather through many areas. There will be some snow here on the eastern side of Europe and extending up in towards the west of Russia. Outbreaks of rain into Scotland with snow probable into western and southern parts of Norway. And then otherwise, once more, we have a lot of dry weather until we get over the Adriatic into the Balkans. And there we could find some rain, sleet and snow pushing through. Temperature-wise, it's going to be coldest in the north and the northeast of Europe once again, and mildest in the west and across much of southern Europe. Tuesday, no real changes. High pressure dominating across many parts of Europe. Once again, the lower pressure is out towards the far north and northwest. Upper air temperatures again looking really mild across most parts of Europe. Even in Scandinavia, we started pushing some milder air, particularly to Denmark, but also to some parts of Sweden and Norway, getting a little bit milder through there. Still cold in the far north and northeast of Europe, and again, much of western, southwestern Europe looking pleasantly mild, if not rather warm. Precipitation-wise, lots and lots of dry weather, really, across many central, western and southern parts of Europe. What precipitation there is, particularly in the northwest, so snow in towards Norway, maybe a little bit of rain and sleet in the far south of Norway. Rain for Scotland and Northern Ireland. And then over on the east side of Europe, there could be some snow pushing through there. And it looks like it could be very snowy through parts of Turkey as we get into Tuesday next week as well. But very exceptions to the norm, really, to rule. Most areas are mainly dry. And it's pretty mild, particularly so for much of Western Europe. Again, the far northeast of Europe does look cold once more. Into Wednesday, we begin to see high pressure start to pull out into the Atlantic slightly, but this ridge is dominating across many parts of Europe, of course, low pressure in control in the north of Europe. So, again, much of Europe looking mainly mild and dry with that ridge of high pressure extending up from the Med in towards the Alps. There will be unsettled weather and colder air beginning to dig in towards the UK and Ireland, and Scandinavia is looking pretty chilly as well. Precipitation-wise, we've got heavy snow moving into Norway. Snow also for western parts of Russia. Again, many other areas are mainly dry under that big ridge of high pressure. And then for the UK and for Ireland, there will be outbreaks of rain, which might begin to turn a little bit wintry in the far north of the UK as it begins to get slightly colder. Temperature-wise, it's cold in the north and the northeast of Europe. It's mild across much of southern, western, and also some central parts of Europe where it does start to turn colder for Ireland and for Scotland. And then Thursday next week, we'll see that high pressure pulling further out into the Atlantic, maybe hinting at winds turning into the north across northern Europe. So it might start to get colder later next week, particularly so for Scandinavia, but possibly digging some of that down in towards the UK and Ireland. And then further south, many central southern parts of Europe are looking mainly dry. It's looking a lot milder through like the eastern Med as well by the second half next week. So all of the cold weather beginning to retreat away, and certainly looking a lot milder through Greece, and possibly pushing some of that in towards parts of Turkey as well. Also the Balkans looking a lot milder by this time next week. Again, loads and loads of dry weather under that ridge of high pressure. It will be more unsettled though out to the northwest. There's could be some wet weather approaching Portugal a little bit, and usually so this winter. It's been a very, very dry winter, Spain and Portugal, but there might be some wet weather starting to approach Portugal from the Atlantic by Thursday. Further northwards, we've got outbreaks of rain, sleet and snow across the northwest of Europe, and of course snow particularly across Norway and possibly into parts of Sweden. Whoops, didn't show temperatures. So temperature-wise, again, much of northern Europe looks cold. That cold rays begin to dig southwards as well. Many southern parts of Europe looking mainly on the mild side. And then I'll just run you out to day 10. So this is how things look on Friday. That high pressure beginning to slip southwards. However, it keeps it pretty cold across much of the north and the northwest Europe, milder across southern southeast parts of Europe, maybe more unsettled with this area of low pressure in towards Spain and Portugal. And then over the weekend of the 12th, 13th of February, high pressure sitting around west of Europe, keeping it mainly dry, probably quite cold in that area of high pressure though, with a fair amount of frost. Coldest weather will be in the north and the northeast Europe with this trough of low pressure, and it looks like getting more unsettled through the Med as well. Troughs of low pressure, perhaps bringing heavy rain and maybe even some thunderstorms through central and western parts of the Mediterranean. Right, so that's European Outlook for this week. We'll do it all over again next Thursday. We shall be back a little bit later on with your 10 to 14 day. That will include, of course, all of the regular features. So come back for that then. But for this week's European Outlook, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.